As always, you're going to start out with clean, moisturized skin. Then I'm going to take my regular foundation mixed with a white face paint just to pale it down a little bit. And I'm going to take my beauty sponge and just blur that all over the face and take it down the neck some so that it blends seamlessly. I also took some of the white face paint to highlight the high points of my face, but it didn't work out too well on my nose, so I just removed that and used a white eyeshadow to highlight the nose. From the same face paint palette, I'm just picking up some blue and pink with a little bit of red to make this custom purple, and I'm just going to apply that with a precise eyeliner brush. With a MAC 224 brush, I'm going to pick up the color Magenta Pink by Coastal Scents, and I'm going to blend that just above the crease and flick that outward. With the same brush, I'm picking up the color Cinnabar Rose, and I'm going to sweep that into the crease just slightly below the previous color. This is going to deepen everything and give it some dimension. For a brighter effect, I took a flat shader brush and picked up the color Light Plum and packed that all over the lid, stopping just below the crease. Now, if you want these to last a little bit longer, you can always use a primer, but this was just for filming purposes, so I didn't use one. With an angled definer brush, I picked up the color Secret Garden by Makeup Geek. It's a duochrome shade, like a dark brown with a teal reflect. It's gorgeous. And I did previously apply a different color, but this covered it up, so it's really not necessary for the first color. This one will be just fine. With a more flat blending brush, I picked up the color Vibrant Blue Green by Coastal Scents, and I started to sweep that to the under eye area. I wanted this to kind of have a blurry watercolor effect, so there's no sharp point. You just kind of want to drag it down and blur it out around the edges. And hey, you don't even need concealer with this. This covers everything up. Now I'm going to pick up this deeper shade of blue, which is gorgeous, and I don't want to butcher the name of it. Sorry, I do not know how to pronounce it. But we're going to blur this out around the inner and outer edges, just to give it a little bit more depth. I used this angled blending brush by Sigma to apply a white matte eyeshadow to the brow bone just to kind of blend everything and highlight the brow just a little. Any white matte shadow will do. With a pencil brush, I'm going to pick up the color Voltage by Makeup Geek. This is another duochrome shade. It's a beige base with a gold reflect. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to dust that on the inner corners and drag it upwards and downwards so that there's a nice blur between the upper color and the lower color. Now I'm just filling in my waterline with this Sapphire Blue eyeliner by Jordana. You can use your favorite brand. It just makes everything pop, and you also want to tight line the upper waterline just so that there's no gaps when you apply your lashes. With an angled definer brush, I'm picking up the color Corrupt by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to smudge this along the upper lash line. This is going to add just enough definition so that our lashes blend well. I really didn't want a wing liner or anything too dramatic. I want the rest of the face to be the focus. Using that fluffy blending brush, I'm picking up the color Midnight Blue by Coastal Scents, and I'm going to start carving out the cheekbones. I'm picking up Vibrant Blue Green, and I'm laying that right on top of the Midnight Blue. This is just going to allow it to blend out better. Using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, I'm going to blend out this contour, and blend, and blend, and blend some more. Using the same brush and the same 2 contour shades, I'm going to stamp that all around the hairline, the temples, and I'm going to take it under the chin and the jawline as well, and blend it out. Using the Vibrant Blue Green, I'm going to start dragging that down the neck and onto the collarbones. We're going to be layering these colors, so it's a process. With the same brush, I'm picking up Cinnabar Rose, and I'm going to dust that all down the center of the neck and on either side of the Vibrant Blue Green. Also going to drag that along the collarbones and just go back and forth between the 2 colors until you get the opacity and the blur that you want. Taking that same color, I'm going to stamp that along the cheekbones and up into the temples, just above the contour shade. It kind of creates an in-between violet tone that really blends the 2 colors together really well. With a flat blending brush and the Vibrant Blue Green shade, I'm going to start to contour my nose, starting at the brow, dragging it down the sides, and underneath the tip of the nose. Picking up a little Cinnabar Rose, I'm going to drag that along the edges of the Vibrant Blue Green and start to really blend and blur out that contour so that it's not too harsh. With a stiffer, more dense blending brush, I'm applying the Cinnabar Rose to the chin area and also right above the Cupid's bow up to the nose. Using Vibrant Blue Green, I'm going to drag that up the center of the Cupid's bow to create some more dimension. I'm also going to take that under the bottom lip to create a contour, kind of a shadow. Large flat concealer brush, I'm picking up the color Phantom by Makeup Geek, another duochrome with a beautiful pink reflect. I'm going to apply that to the tops of the cheekbones where you would normally highlight, and I'm really going to pack this on. I'm also going to take this down the center of the forehead and also down the neck. I didn't really include that, but I do put some of this on the neck as well. Using the same brush, I'm picking up another duochrome called Blacklight. It's a more pinky purplish base with a more bluish duochrome, and I'm going to blend this around the edges of where I applied Phantom. And this is just going to create a nice transition. Now I'm grabbing Voltage again, and this is just going to create a nice transition down the forehead and also down the center of the nose, which got cut out of the footage somehow. But yeah, it's down the bridge of the nose too to add a nice highlight. a fine detailing brush that you can pick up at any art supply store and that black face paint. I'm just going to start to lightly map out where my scales are going to go. I just used half circle motions and just kind of randomly placed them where I thought I would need them. Some across the forehead, down the sides, and a patch on the neck as well. The next step was tedious and took a bit more time, so I didn't record it. All I did was take a black liquid eyeliner and really define all those scales. And then you want to take a flat shader brush and a black eyeshadow and start to add dimension and shading all around the edges, also in between each scale like I'm showing here. With the same brush, I used another Duochrome called Karma to fill in all the little scales and make them pop a little bit more. I have on some dramatic lashes, and I've applied a lipstick color by M.A.C called Snob. And I'm taking this midnight blue shade and just patting it on the inner rims of the lips and patting them together just to give a nice ombre effect. Some glow to the lips, I'm just going to dab on the Duochrome shade Phantom on top of the lipstick. Now I want to add some bling to these scales. I got these at the dollar store for $1 and they're beautiful. I'm going to take some eyelash glue and just start gluing these on randomly. And this is the complete look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time.